Today you join me in the majestic town of Cambridge. My first ever time in Cambridge, and it is delightful, to be honest. I'm here today to see a very special watch brand, one of my favourite watch brands, certainly my favourite British watch brand. So we're going to be meeting with the owners. They've just built their first ever studio, so today we're going to be visiting it, getting hands-on with some of the watches, and hopefully just having a good time. Let's do it. So we're here with Matt. Hello, Matt.
Hello.
He's going to show us around the Beaucroft range. We've got all three models around at the moment. Yeah. Let's start off with the first model that you've... Well, technically the first model, but almost like a rebirth.
Sort of like that's a good way of saying it, rebirth. Yes, so this is the signature. Yeah. This is the signature Eden Green. Called the Eden Green for two reasons. One, my daughter's name is Eden, and we launched it the year she was born. And also we joined something called 1% for the Planet when we launched this. So we give 1% of all of our revenue to environmental.
Eden Green is the most popular.
Eden Green is the most popular.
From the initial Senate line, and now it's...
So I think just having, that was the first time we started getting into sort of fume dials, gradient dials. And with this one, what we wanted to do was add quite an intense sunray finish to that dial. So you have that gradient to it, but it also really tracks the light nicely. And this is probably our most minimal, our most dressy piece. This one is in a 40mm. It has a tapered case. So the idea being it's 40mm, really celebrates kind of big dial, but it actually sits much smaller on the wrist. So it has a much smaller footprint on the wrist, and it kind of presents itself off the wrist with that kind of diamond shaped case. So yeah, our dressiest piece, our most sort of stripped back, really was born out of wanting to have classic minimal dress watch with a pop of colour. Always found that you just didn't have a lot of colour in dress watches. That's where.
Do you know what I think's a bit crazy? Is that your first piece is the biggest?
Yeah, it's true actually.
It's like is that a purposeful thing that you've slimmed down to smaller sizes on purpose?
I think so. Yeah, I think 40 just seemed like kind of the gold standard when we started. Really like the idea of 40mm, but really compact lug to lug, really slim bezel, so it's all dial. Mm-hmm.
So we move on to my favourite model.
Your favourite?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Is
it your favourite model, or is the Element?
I think it's probably. Yeah, I do love it. I mean, the Element is kind of. There's so many details of the Element that we wanted to bring out in a watch, and so it's been such an interesting watch to explore. But this is probably the one that we agonised over the most to get all the details right and refine, and it's probably our most charming watch, shall we say? Yeah. So as you know it well, this is still our bestseller. So this is the Seeker Teal. So this has that kind of, again, double gradient to it. So one of the things that really catches the eye with this one is having that fume gradient on the base of that two-tone. And we actually spin the dial as we spray this one to get that to really bloom in that way. And then a gradient again on that raised chapter ring. Yeah. So it really sort of sparkles, and that has a very subtle sort of sunray finish to it. So this one the case is modelled off the Bridge of Sighs in Cambridge. So that real swooping arc and curve that we always felt would look amazing on a watch. It's one of those ones that when you kind of have it on the wrist, it's almost like the rest of the case kind of disappears away. So kind of feels even slimmer.
What's your favourite colour from the Seeker line?
It is the Seeker Teal. It's the one.
It's your favourite as well?
Yeah, it's my favourite.
Is that because it's,
It took the longest to get right.
Okay.
It was the colour we first thought of doing.
Yeah.
As well. Actually, that's not true. The salmon was the first one that we went for. Really liked kind of vintage salmon.
I think the salmon's probably my
salmon
favourite.
With black. Yeah. That real high contrast. I always liked some of the sort of vintagey Pateks that have that kind of salmon with really gloss black hands. But there's something about this gradient on the teal and the way it kind of plays with the light, I think just makes it the favourite.
What's the most popular strap that people order with the Seeker? Is it colour dependent, or is it?
No, you're right. I think the natural tan on the Seeker Teal is definitely the favourite version of it.
I've also got another question for you. I've noticed that the leather on the straps, much higher quality than other watch brands.
Oh,
how do you go through the process of, because you've got that sort of vintage feel about them where they do age a little bit, and I think a lot of watch brands are scared of that because they don't want their watch to look beaten up. I think it adds a lot of character to the straps.
Oh, excellent. Well, so it's a Halloween Chrome XL that we use for it. And I think exactly as you said, this is the most natural version of it, the sort of natural tan. The longer you have the watch, the more character that strap has. Like you get some straps that almost look distressed from day one, and then you have some straps like maybe like an Epsom leather, which looks amazing all the time, but it looks completely polished. Sometimes it looks a bit plasticky because it's so unmarked. But I think this one it's so supple, having that sort of Zermatt lining underneath, so really allows it to move freely and is very comfortable. I think you're right. I think I personally love the little characteristics of the little
It's the imperfections, isn't it?
And, yeah.
And I think it makes you watch your own. And then we go on to the third model, the big boy.
The big boy.
Yeah. If Beaucroft do a big boy.
Yeah.
So tell me about the Element.
Yeah,
this caused a big stir.
Yeah, it's been so nicely received. You know, up to that point, we did a lot of dress watches, everyday watches, kind of really going for elegance and colour. With the Element, what we wanted to do was, if you were to have a one watch collection, you know, something that can accompany you on adventures big and small, but still be able to dress it up or down for different occasions, then it would be the Element. And I think we wanted to see how much watch you could get into a package like that, but still keep it very elegant. And of course, colour is key, like with many Beaucrofts. As you can see, we really struggled to narrow down colours for the Element, hence why we launched with 6. But I think they really then have their own personality. You know, I think I tend to go for the ocean blue a lot, for instance. It's a dynamic colour again, it's kind of not quite blue, not quite, it's kind of got a tealy feel to it. You know, it's little things like having that coloured second hand, having 3 surfaces on every index and on the hand, so that you know, it really catches the light in different ways. Brushed on the top, polished on each side. Wanted it to be something where the dial really builds up as you come away from the centre, almost like a wave building up, like it's kind of tracking back. So that was the original inspiration for it, was markers, almost like a board, like a surfboard. So it's sort of a passion of mine, and it's almost like that board is dropping into a wave, so it's kind of building up behind it, and that's why you have that kind of the indices appearing out of the chaptering and kind of coming through in that way. There's still 2 very distinct collections within the Element. You've got these 3 deeper, rich, kind of quite moody 3 with the ocean blue, the forest, and the obsidian black. But it's the first time we've done a black that we're really happy with. And then you've got the 3 kind of bright, perfect for this time of year colours in the glacier blue, sunset orange, and the gin and tonic.
I can't remember what I called them though in my review, but I described them as a word that nailed it. It might be like 3 that are pure vibrancy, and then 3 that are a bit more low key or something like that. And I feel like when you get them next to each other like that, you've got 3 on the left, 3 on the right. It's almost like it's such a contrast.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the light colours really show off the depth of that dial.
Yeah, they do.
You know,
sure.
we really wanted it to be almost, when you look at it from that angle, you start to see that drop away of the case. You're seeing the full depth of that dial. The gin and tonic being the gin and tonic because when we launched the brand launched our first range during COVID, obviously no shows, no events, anything like that. So we didn't really have a home to show our watches. A friend of ours ran a gin distillery and said we should do a pop-up there and feed people gin until they buy watches.
Yeah.
But it was amazing, and actually we were there for the first 5 years of the brand because it was such a cool way to meet people. And this is to kind of commemorate that with the sort of botanical, vibes and greens and different, feel like limes and cucumbers and that sort of thing. And this one you can only get from us, so whether you come and see us here or meet us at a show.
That's probably my favourite Element of the lot.
Amazing.
Probably. I mean, the orange is up there too.
Punchy. It is punchy.
Yeah, I feel like that's where the Element is for me. Like, because of its capabilities, having that bit of pop of colour really, I don't know, it complements it well almost.
Yeah, definitely. And this bracelet was an absolute nightmare to get right, but I think we're happy with how it's ended up. We wanted something that really flowed, so it's sort of got that full articulation, female end link, so it really kind of drops down, drops away. Having that slight polishing on each link just kind of ties it in nicely with the finishing on the case. A little bit of perlage just for you. I think it's always nice to have a detail that only you get to see.
Which is your favourite one?
Out of these?
Yeah.
The ocean blue.
Ocean blue?
Yeah. It took many iterations to get exactly the right colour.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm boring, I really like blues. When you look at the ocean, it's kind of a mix of blues and greens.
Yeah.
That's what we really wanted from this, is to find a colour that maybe you haven't quite seen before on a watch, even though it is another blue watch. That kind of really tealy blue. And yeah, I'm just really happy with that, how that